Do you ever feel like no matter what you do, you cannot get ahead financially? I'm well aware that this sounds like a late night infomercial, but there are real reasons why, but there are also solutions, all of which to me are common sense. Stay tuned to find out. So I've been having lots of revelations lately, some inspired by shitty experiences, and others by none other than Dave Ramsey. So all month long, I've been discussing stress, its various causes, and some solutions. More recently, I discussed financial stress, especially for us millennials, and it seemed to resonate with a lot of you. And that got me thinking about how money touches everything, whether we admit it or not. And I wanted to offer suggestions on how to get ahead financially, boiled down into 3 steps. In case you haven't noticed yet, the number 3 and I share a very special bond. My birthday's October 3rd, so you get the connection. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The first step to getting ahead financially is building a strong sense of self. Okay, I know you're probably thinking, really? This is your first step? But hear me out first. The vast majority of us, whether we admit it or not, whether it's a regular occurrence or happened just once, has made a purchase you were convinced you needed to make. Sometimes these purchases are necessary, and other times, more oftentimes than not, no matter how you try to justify it, the purchase was not necessary. Refer back to my video about the 3 C's: comparing, criticizing, and complaining. This is where this strong sense of self comes into play. If you know who you are and what you are about, you are less likely to crumble and go buy a brand new car you cannot afford just to impress people you do not like, and who, by the way, do not like you simply because they made comments about your old beater, which, yes, could use a paint job, but got you from point A to point B just fine. Having a new car would be nice, yes, but buying a brand new car you cannot afford
stupid
will become a burden and is likely to cause you more stress. As Shakespeare brilliantly put it, to thy own self be true. Are you about to buy that car out of pure necessity or to feed your ego? For people to stare at you in envy or admiration at the red light? People you probably will never ever see again.
That's stupid.
Think about it. That car will depreciate in value as soon as you drive it off the lot.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Your self-worth should not be based off of what people think of you. Even if it means repeating words of affirmation to yourself every morning to put yourself in a better mood, do it. I do it all the time. Moving on to step 2 of getting ahead financially, do what no one else is doing. It's just like that old saying, and I'm just paraphrasing here. When you see a crowd running one way, run in the opposite direction. The top 1% did not end up in the top 1% by doing what everyone else was doing. They're doing what the vast majority isn't doing in order to be up there. As Dave Ramsey says,
adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good.
The third and final step in getting ahead financially, devise a plan and stick to it. Now, you may veer off the path slightly, but do not, under any circumstance, completely alter your course. Now, for me, this is analogous to my college self, who always had a career plan B and plan C. Now I realize that that was a recipe not to stay focused on my plan A. As Dave Ramsey says, adults devise a plan and follow it. Children do what feels good. It's like,
oh, I don't want to cook tonight.
And then you go and order Uber Eats or Postmates and blow your budget for the week. That was me, by the way, last year. But what about being spontaneous, you'll ask me. You only live once, you'll say. I'm all for the occasional spontaneity. Spontaneity all the time, though, isn't realistic, unless you're the top 1%. And even those people don't live like that, I bet. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the top 1% for long. Spending is easy. Saving and investing, especially when money is tight, isn't. It requires a level of discipline. And I'm not talking to you from a pedestal. I'm right here with you. But if you want things to be different, you're gonna have to make some changes. I don't know why suddenly Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror comes to mind. But my point is, change starts with a change in mindset. Refer back to my first video here on YouTube. We'll link it down below for you. Because doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is just straight up foolishness. Alright guys, that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed it and found value to it. And if you did, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you right back here next Tuesday. Deuces!